Oh God, heating pads are so good for your bum area.
Sporking fact.
Yeah. So what are we talking about again?
I don't know. Oh, we're live.
Oh,
Nomad, I guess. All right. Everybody else is muted.
Well, what do you want? What do you want us
There
to
you go.
say?
I don't
I'm not
know.
mad.
I like having you here.
oh wait,
Mission.
Mad's here. Mad's not here, so I can talk.
Yeah.
I miss Mad.
Yeah. It's mad though. He's probably outside of Dick's division house.
Oh yeah, no, he's in the bush. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah. According to the webcam, I can see right now he's just hanging out.
Dude. Most likely. That's great.
I got one. Shaka Khan.
Ooh, that's been a while. I like it. Enjoy the silence. Whopping 4 people watching live. Thank you, YouTube. Actually, we're tied with Rumble right now. Yay!
I gotta redo this.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that haven't been on in a while. Is George alive? Has anybody seen George? I love him. I haven't seen him in so long.
He's been doing some really great videos on the former Prince Harry and his wench.
Woo, really? He went
Yeah.
that route. Good for him. He's
very good.
Oh shit.
Oh, he's been doing great videos on other things as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, I think he's either eclipsed or about to eclipse
I think he
100,000. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
eclipsed.
Yeah.
You know, he did it smart too. He just like solid one video a week. And not even sometimes just but a solid video. And maybe I should attempt to do that.
I talked to him on the phone day before yesterday, so he's doing good.
Well, tell him I said hi next time.
All you guys talking about
number.
thousands. You're not a big YouTuber unless you're under 200 subs and you're doing this kind of stuff. That's
Been there, brother.
That's commitment.
Been there. And then you get, you bust your ass and YouTube says, we're demonetizing you for reasons. And then they give it back to you. And it sucks. You go from 400 people watching live to 5. And I love the 5 that are watching right now. Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday night. It is the Mad Stump, I guess, though neither one of them are here. But we are. We have the lovely Tina Bojan with us. Tina, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Happy to see everybody and to see our lovely chat.
Yes, definitely. And feel free, guys, throw questions out, throw money at me, whatever you want to do. But the chat, you guys are involved, and I love you. So thank you guys for being here. And if you're one of the 25% that aren't subscribed, please subscribe and help out the channel. And let's get Rumble. First of all, I've been 10 away from 5,500 on YouTube for 6 months. So can we get over that in Rumble? Let's get to 400. Somebody who's been growing big. First, Little Chad first. Hey, man.
Not so growing. We got 3 subs the last month, and I'm excited. It's awesome. So
you deserve it, man. You deserve it. Somebody else who is blowing up lately is the loveliest hair. The hair. He used to be the hair of the Fandom Menace. Now he's the hair of Dick's division. His name is Culture Casino. Wow. And he's muted like an old boomer. He's like me. I'll unmute you, buddy. There you go. Oh, I can't hear that.
I don't know what you're talking about, Scott.
Look at that. It's wavy.
Wow.
It's
It's long. His hair's longer than mine now.
Yeah. I would love to see you tease up the front like early 90s.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, I'll go late 80s, rock girlfriend, big hair.
Yeah. That's awesome. How you been, buddy?
I've been, doing good, man. I was doing some stuff. I'm angling to do different kinds of promotions now and stuff like that. And just enjoying it. I mean, I've been enjoying every minute of it. I can't believe how much Grant has really driven the channel to success. So I mean I'm riding on the Australian wave right now. So there you go.
Yeah. he's he should get more props, and I should kidnap him. And he's here though, Mr. Grant Gregory. How are you?
Oh, getting there, trying to get over a cold or a flu or something. I don't know. And looking for this video that apparently I don't have anymore.
Oh man, that sucks because that video was awesome.
It only took me 12 hours to do. So
Yeah.
It
you
only
still have the
took you
one-
12 hours. That looked like it took a lot longer than 12 hours.
Do you still have the one that the shorts for? I still need to send you headshots for.
yeah, I still need all that sort of
Okay,
stuff.
I will send them. I keep saying that though. So you know, being a dad working all the time, I rarely can make it to the movie theaters. So I finally saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I liked it. It wasn't the greatest movie, but there were some moments you felt it. I mean, they had to like straight out tell us, you know, the story was about Rocket, which I always thought, like after 2, I pretty much thought it was about Rocket. But you know, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. What did you guys
thought
think
it was?
of it?
You thought it was about Rocket after 2, which was an entire movie about Peter's dad?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. After 1 where he talks about how he, you know, he's all drunk and getting into the fights with the guys, but he's talking about his dad. And it's not just 2, it's Endgame. It's, you know, just following Rocket when everybody else gets dusted. I felt like that there was a storyline for Rocket. I don't know if he was the main, but he definitely was a character that we didn't realize we were following his journey. And even if they didn't say it, I feel like we were also following Drax's journey. You know,
Good point.
well, angry destroyer of revenge to being a father at the end that he always was. You know,
I think Drax's one was pretty weak. I mean, it's compared to what the storyline. I mean, if you know the comic history, where you know,
yeah,
there's a lot more going on with his daughter dying and the you know the whole setup for him going after Thanos. Like they really kind of glossed by the second movie. I think they saw what was worked in the first one and how popular his one-liners were.
Yeah.
And it's like in TV shows, right? Eventually the popular characters become parodies of their most popular qualities. Drax became the parody. Like he had in the first movie, there was definitely subcurrents of loss that were very, you know, palpable. And then by the second and third movie, it's just give Dave Bautista the silly joke to make. And
I'll give you that. I actually felt though towards the end of this movie there was heart that the last movie didn't have as much. Even with the ego father thing and the mother dying, yes, it was all about Peter, but this one I really felt like multiple characters had moments where where they all thought Rocket died, or no, I'm sorry, when they heard Rocket's voice, you know, because he was better, like seeing them all break down in different ways. I liked it. Culture, did you see it?
Yes.
How did you feel about the movie?
It was okay. It was not. It was probably the weakest of the 3.
Wait, you thought 2 was better?
Yeah.
No. I mean, it just the story was weak.
Adam Warlock was weak. I'll give you that too.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot in the film that was crammed in the film, and you could tell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, the appeal of those films has always been, you know, the team working together. And, you know, again, we were not offered a satisfying end. We were given a future for Peter without Gamora. We were given spoilers, everybody.
Yeah.
We were given a future for Drax that was just kind of equally as hollow. I like I said, there was for nowadays I get very frustrated with films because I don't find them giving the audience, that would be me, a satisfying ending.
You know what? I'll give you that the Drax thing, they could have been working on that more in the movie. It was like he was able to speak the kids' language, and then the next thing you know, he's a dad, and for somehow this little girl that we didn't see have powers in the post-credit scene has powers. One of the children that the High Evolutionary or whatever his name made. Like there was a lot of, you're right. It almost seemed like the lot was left either on the cutting room floor or reshot, which we know the MCU has done a lot of lately. But I have to say, as a trilogy of movies in the MCU, I will put it somewhere in the middle to just above middle of MCU movie. Like, you know, you have the Iron Man, you have the Captain Americas, you know, it's better, you know, Thor 2 was a little bit better afterwards, but anyways, but it's better than the Marvels. It's better than, you know, a couple other movies that they've pushed out garbage. So I don't know. Personally, I have to say, for James Gunn to finish that knowing he was going to DC, but still give it, the music wasn't as good, but give it the heart that it had. I enjoyed it, and I don't know what they plan on doing now that Gunn is gone and they're setting up a new Guardians crew.
Oh, they're not going to mess with the new Guardian. They're not going to make another Guardians movie.
I wonder, man.
There's no point to it.
They got nothing else, though.
They're doing something with Rocket.
They're going to rumor that they're making everything so that they look like they have content and production to keep the stock price floating. Because, by the way, that stock jump that just happened from the old executives coming back evaporated today, and Disney went down another $3. It had gotten as high up as 89 again,
right? And
that evaporated today, and it's back down to around 86. I think there was some people definitely taking profit after buying it low, and especially they want to get out before the earnings call. Which Culture, is that next week? That the earnings call is
a week from today.
That earnings call is going to drop the stock. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing goes as low as like 82 after the earnings call.
I dropped a thread today talking about how, you know, that really, if you look at Disney, you can look at them out. You could use either of these words, either harbinger or as a bellwether for what's going to happen in entertainment, you know, overall. Yeah. And like I said, I think it was a 20 segment thread on Twitter, just stream of consciousness, and essentially saying, you know, Disney's screwed because they're about to release a bunch of numbers nobody wants to hear about. They're also, if Disney's honest, they're going to get guidance that it's not going to go the other direction for a while. So next quarter it'll probably be even worse. And all the other entertainment enterprises are following them. And yet most people don't realize that Warner Brothers Discovery's in a world of hurt as far as their stock prices, their P&E, which most people don't care about. But then you have the same problem over at the National Amusements Corporation that is known as Paramount.
Viacom, Paramount, whatever. Yeah. Sherry Redstone has renamed it now.
Paramount Global, yeah. And so you have these films that have been driving all of these companies the wrong way. Warner Brothers has got their earnings calls tomorrow, and they're at least going to be able to point towards something that didn't actually hit this quarter, which is the Barbie movie. But you know, they've had a series of some bad runs as well. I mean, it's a little rough out there.
I'm going to tell you, Culture. I think Warner Brothers, full disclosure, I bought some stock when it was cheap, because at like $10-11, I feel like that was a very solid pickup.
Amen.
But
I read articles back in April that weren't Disney shareholders already pretty pissed off at the last quarterly earnings report?
One specifically, which was Peltz,
Nelson Peltz.
Nelson Peltz.
Yeah. I think little Chad and I had a conversation about that on like one of the shows. But you're 100% right, Slender Dad. The stockholders, they're plenty pissed at Disney, and I think it's only going to get worse. And everything Iger promised is not going to come to fruition.
I guarantee you that dividend is getting evaporated on this earnings call. They're going to mention that due to the changing conditions, because everything that Iger said in the last call where he appeased Peltz was based on their outlook, their economic outlook that they forecast, which was a extra rosy picture of what was actually going to happen. So for people who don't know, a stock dividend is when you actually get your stock earns you a dividend, which is money, without it gaining any value. Like the stock doesn't have to go up for you to gain value. Like it's one of the things that institutional investors are really favor, which is a stock that has a dividend. And Disney used to be one of the reasons Disney was a very consistent stock was it was a dividend, so it got a lot of institutional investment. And they suspended the dividend. What was it, culture about right around COVID when it started? They took the dividend away, and it hasn't come back. And Peltz, one of the things he was moving for was to, in addition to the other stuff to get them earning money again, was to bring the dividend back to bring value to the stockholders. And Iger had promised, with like his fingers crossed behind his back, that he was going to have the dividend back by the end of the fiscal year, which for Disney is the first quarter calendar. Their final quarter is the first calendar quarter of the year, because they do that as their fiscal year. So by March of next year, they were supposed to bring back the dividend, and they're not going to. They just don't have the money to do it, and they still got to eat Hulu, which is going to just crush them. And something that people forget is Disney, the backbone of Disney's earnings for years was ESPN and Disney Channel bringing the revenue from cable subscribers. They actually ESPN got the number, I think it was $5 a subscriber. One of the reasons your plans were always so expensive if you got ESPN, most cable channels would get like 20 cents, 30 cents, like under $1 per cable subscriber for the channel. Right. ESPN would get $5. And then what Disney would do is they'd say, if you want ESPN, you have to bundle all these other channels too that Hulu we own.
And Disney, yeah.
Well, that's a streaming bundle. I'm talking about cable, the cable business. Cable.
Yeah.
So that's why the basic cable channel packages always had Disney Channel too, along with ESPN, because the cable companies wanted ESPN.
Well, they could pull Disney, that in the 90s when they were good.
Well, that's the thing. That was what earned them oodles, buckets, whatever descriptive word you want of money. That and the theme parks are where the backbone of revenue were for the company. Mm-hmm. And those things are evaporating. Disney Plus has gutted ahead of schedule. Like, there was already cord cutting, but Disney Plus has gutted the Disney Channel cable revenue. Yep. ESPN, people may have seen, there's a lot of stories about regional sports networks going bankrupt left and right because they made these ridiculous deals with local sports teams for billions of dollars for the rights fees, and they're not earning that. And ESPN has billions of dollars of rights that they're paying for these sports, they're starting to lose revenue on that. And that's why Disney is looking with Iger is looking for a strategic partner for ESPN, which means buying ESPN. Well, when they, being a 50-50 partner is effectively buying it.
What do you think, Culture?
No, everything he said is accurate. I think he's even sugarcoating it. Disney's theme park attendance has been dropping quarter over quarter. Right now we're seeing what is going to be reflected in next quarter over the course of this last month. Mm-hmm. But you're going to see those numbers tanking, which is going to bring down the bankable revenue that little Chad was talking about, and he would know. But also at the same time, and I think, like I said, I think it's a little rosy because not only are they going to cut the dividend out, but they're not going to deliver on anything that Iger said they were going to do. You may have one of the most disastrous earnings quarters Disney's had since the beginning of the pandemic. If not farther back.
You bring somebody back who is supposed to stabilize the company. He left to set Chapek up as the fall guy.
He never actually left.
Well, no, I know.
He sort of
kept his office.
He
went behind the scenes.
Well, he made Chapek the and don't forget, Iger is knee deep with the government entities of a certain large Asian country. So Chapek got made random. Remember, it was like randomly out of nowhere that Iger moved on from being CEO. It was just announced. It was like, I think
overnight.
It was like in February of 2020, right before everything hit. I think he knew what was going to be happening.
Go back to our streams. Then we were saying that. Yeah.
So he knew what was going to happen. He put Chapek in just to basically be the guy who was the public face to be sacrificed once everything went south, and then to come back in after that. Right. Chapek, and the problem for Chapek is what he didn't expect, and because I think he is a true believer to a certain extent, is that the viewing public would turn so quickly, because 2019 was peak Disney theatrical. Like everything they released made $1 billion.
And there was a small toxic community that were against some of it. But now we get stuff like this. We have, like, how are they going to, they're going to have their call, but yet this movie still has to come out. And I'm sorry, with people like this, how do you as Disney even
Dude, this movie is
succeed?
Totally inconsequential anyway. Like,
but it's
not on
I'm
the
saying,
balance sheet. I think the budget for this thing's at least 150, 200 million.
I'm with Culture on this one. You can't say that Disney has been kept afloat by one thing or another thing. They were built on several pillars,
right.
And we have, over the last 5 years, watched every single one of those pillars crumble.
Yeah,
there
I'm
isn't
not talking
one
optics.
left.
I'm talking optics, though. Also, like, people are finally hitting back against these, these actors and directors and writers attacking the fans before the movie even comes out. I think even the normal moviegoer sees that this has been a trend, and that's all I'm saying. And it's still going on.
I get that too,
Yeah.
but attacking the fan doesn't suddenly make your movie good or bad.
No,
Like,
no,
your
not
movie
at all.
was if George Lucas, when there was no prequel or sequel trilogy, if George Lucas came up and told me, "You're the biggest piece of shit in the world and I hate you, I hope you die," I'd be like,
I would hope it's
I
on
still
video.
loved Empire, man. Empire was great.
I would hope it was on video and be like, he knows me. What I'm saying is, go, please, Tina.
I was gonna say, I stepped away for a bit, so I don't know if we listened to her.
No, not yet. I was just about to.
There.
Actually, let me play it, and then you're the first one to speak.
Sounds good.
All right.
If I'm going to stand there
Do you hear it?
Yes.
I forgot to share audio. Okay, good.
18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney.
Right.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online. If I'm going to stand there 18.
So, you don't need my dime store MBA to understand there is this huge difference between DVD sales, movie rentals, and streaming service. And that she cannot expect to get paid for every time a family watches her horrendous destruction of the Snow White character, like she's selling a DVD 50 times.
Yeah.
You don't get paid 50 times when you sell one copy of a DVD.
No, and Tina, you don't get paid at all for streaming, because I know Culture and I have talked about it before. It's the dirty secret. Like, the companies move on paper money from one division to another when they stream it. All it is like, I know Deadline puts out
numbers, isn't it?
their most valuable movies, and I talked to Culture about it. The only reason like Black Panther and Thor and a few of these others officially made profit is because Disney paid about $160 to $170 million on paper for the streaming rights to put those movies on Disney Plus. What none of that is outside money from people. Like you said, even buying one DVD is a person giving money into the company.
adding context to that real quick, because Little Chad's on to and the reason they were able to establish that valuation for those films and what they would be worth on a streaming platform is they used to sell them to Netflix for that much money.
Right.
So they are not. They used to make money.
It's an unreasonable request anyway. Like,
I was just about to go there.
Sweatshop
Sander.
doesn't get paid for every hour that the soccer ball he made is being kicked around the field. Like,
But it's not even that, Slender. What it is you get paid. Let's say you're, a decent actor and you get paid $5 million for the movie. You get paid for the work you did, not for what happens after. You get paid, unless you're one of the big times, you get paid for what you did in a movie. Okay. This girl's a nobody. I'm sorry. She's known for saying stupid things. Tom Cruise might be able to
she
get
doesn't have enough
something.
of a name to be pulling royalties yet.
She is not the, Hollywood version of Taylor Swift. That girl made some lucrative moves.
Well,
it's
worse than that, Scott. Look at her actual track record in the movies she's been in. the last movie she was in that came out was Shazam 2, because that did really well. Before that was the new West Side Story movie, which
she destroyed it.
Which didn't do anything. Like, she has none of the movies she's made have actually made money.
Right.
Nothing at all. Even the ensemble vehicles that aren't even her responsibility have bombed. So,
and dude, I would take her paycheck and wear the Snow White outfit for 18 hours, then do what I do every day. Like, just let's switch a couple days. Let's see you deal with what I deal with. And then you'll tell these people, it's almost like they've never known reality. She's a child actress, isn't she? Like, she came up kind of in it. Was she at Disney or?
They've never been hungry. They've never struggled to pay a bill on time.
Right.
Yeah.
They've never gotten the pink slip and been like, shoot, the yellow slip, I had some time. The pink slip, I got to pay this or they're shutting off my power. They've never been there.
Right.
Exactly. And I mean, I hate to turn it into a generational argument again, but I see this in the workplace. I mean, at my son's job, they were trying to prepare their kids for this audit that was coming up this week. So they did a fake audit. They said, "Hey, do me a favor. You used to work here. Come here and pretend you're auditing us so we can get the kids ready for what it's going to be like." Well, a couple of the kids called HR and said, "Hey, they tried to fool us by having a fake audit, and we're going to quit if they keep giving us that kind of pressure." I'm like, listen, you little 15-year-old, you're sitting up on a ladder trying to make sure everybody in this pool doesn't die.
Right.
If you can't handle the job, honey,
is
get
pressure.
out.
Like, you're getting paid so that you can work under pressure. If this was happy fun times, you'd be paying to be there.
David Hasselhoff never said that shit when he was sitting in the chair.
Exactly.
There you go.
But you know what it is? We're in a generation of it's all about me instead of it's about, growing this business. It's about protecting people. It's about doing the best I can to help, this company grow and hopefully me with it. Like, there's none of that anymore. It's all about, why aren't you giving me what I want?
Well, and companies that grow well then in turn do well for the community.
Right.
That's true, but also at the same time, and Tina, I know this is true. You have the whole educational system that's designed to tell these kids that the world is unfair. Capitalism is bad. Socialism live off the backs, or communism live off the backs of somebody else's labor. And so they're soft, they're coddled, they've never had to perform. You had helicopter parents come in and yell at teachers and administrators because their kids were getting bad grades, but the parents never looked into themselves and or their children to find out that they're failing because they aren't making an effort to succeed. Instead, we support the failure all the way to the, through college now. And even
that's what late high
in the
school
corporate
college used to be, is they start teaching you how to think for yourself, actually examine circumstances, start to create your own thoughts and your own opinions. But
Safe
they
space.
don't do that even in college anymore.
No, they only teach you what to think,
Right.
not how to.
Which is inaccurate.
Yeah, right. I wonder if this Gal Gadot news is to kind of separate her from this Snow White movie, because you could tell like she is not feeling what this girl has been doing. There's a couple of videos of her standing next to her, like, oh Jesus, this girl's dumb.
Kind of like Brie Larson back when they were prepping for Captain Marvel and Endgame.
Right. Where Anthony Mackie and what's his name? The one who played Hawkeye, like literally.
Did you just confuse Anthony Mackie?
No, I said Anthony Mackie and. No,
it wasn't Anthony.
It wasn't Anthony Mackie. It was the other black guy.
It was Don Cheadle.
Oh, I swear there's one with Anthony Mackie too.
There could have been too.
It was the Skrull.
It was. It was a woman
white guy
Skrull
confusing two black guys. Well, that'll be news tomorrow. Yeah, but I wonder, like, because all of a sudden out of the blue, everybody else gets fired from the DCEU pretty much, and Gal Gadot's going to stay, even though I'm fine with that.
No, that's a completely false statement. Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are the only ones that are gone. That's it.
And I don't even think it was Ben Affleck was not asked to come back. I think he decided he didn't want to.
Well,
Dude,
he
it
was
an opportunity
no,
to get rid of a couple more white
No,
males. Why are you guys
Affleck-
complaining?
No, Affleck was let go because remember the statement that Gunn gave was he's we're moving on from him as Batman, and but we'd love to maybe work with him as a director in the future. And then Affleck
I thought that was reversed. I thought he said
and
that. Okay.
then Affleck came out and was like, they didn't talk to me about being a director. I don't want to, I'm not going to be. And basically, he was like, this is the kind of people I'm not even going to work. I'm not even interested in dealing with it. Because that's when Gunn was trying to like do half truths. He was basically doing Littlefinger shit to to try to like get out of officially firing the popular people.
Honestly, they should either can those movies or not announce them till after. I know that's hard to keep that secret, but you insert a guy with how many movies left? 3 or 4 in the Snyderverse? Like, not even though they're not Snyder movies, but like in that world, the dude, knew he was going to get rid of everybody.
He's claiming Blue Beetle is the first movie in the Gunverse.
Except he said I think he did something weird where he said it's not the first movie, but it's the first character, which.
I mean, that kid.
I don't even know how that makes sense.
That kid's a fantastic actor.
I mean, he's really good in
virtue signal. That's all that is. That Blue Beetle isn't going to come back. This film is going to fail so colossally, it'll be embarrassing.
And Culture knows about fails. He predicted Bob. Oh wait, never mind.
I missed once. I was not wrong about how.
You know where I disagree?
I still cannot figure out how that Barbie movie is succeeding. I hate it.
Because there's a lot of people that have no clue what the movie's actually about and going with their kids and going with their daughter.
It's not even the kids part. We talked about it on our show on Friday, and I think become like
little Chad. I thought about that more, and
it's women hanging out.
The more but the more
Sex
I
in the
see
City.
clips from the movie, the more I think I can't tell if this is serious messaging or satire.
I've heard
it's Greta
That's
Gerwig.
good
It's
enough
serious
for that.
messaging.
It wasn't good enough, high enough quality to be satire, because I could definitely buy that. But having watched the film, and I didn't hate it as much as everyone, I still gave it a I think it was a 5 on your.
Adonis, as far as the kid from Cobra Kai playing Blue Beetle, yes, but he's also getting very political.
But I still, guys, I don't think you realize, because we're all older, this kid has some star power. He is growing in the industry, and people like him. I think this movie's going to do better than what you think.
Dude, he keeps tweeting, and he's going to put the brakes on his own career because you're still alienating half your audience.
Scott, name something else he's been in.
Cobra Kai.
That's it.
That's it.
I don't need to name anything else. The kid has been very.
Cobra Kai is not as popular as you think it is.
Yeah.
I know kids.
Well,
my nephews are that
Scott,
age.
no,
People love this kid.
Yeah, no, they love Cobra Kai, and the thing that they love that rubs off on him is Sensei Johnny Lawrence.
Well, I get
like
that.
He's getting the shine off Sensei Johnny Lawrence because
don't get me wrong.
That's the character people love.
I don't know if he's deserving of it. What I'm saying is, I think you're underestimating his a little bit of star power with the younger generation. I believe. I mean, really, Tom Holland.
Yeah, but when he comes out and he stands on his own, I don't know that he's going to have the legs.
Well,
furthermore,
I get that. I'm saying the first weekend might be better, way better than the second.
All right.
The first weekend might do well, but just because you're popular with the teenage demographic doesn't mean you're going to bring in enough to be successful.
Here's the proof. Here's the proof. Did you remember a movie called The Giver that came out about 10 years ago? It was
I remember that one.
Yeah, you know who was in that movie? That Taylor Swift. And that movie's still bomb.
I was going to say John Travolta. Okay, yeah.
So
again,
if Taylor Swift,
no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Don't even if Tay-Tay can't get her people out, because Taylor Swift has the largest army.
He just called her Tay-Tay.
I did that
can
today.
We clip that?
There's no shame in calling her Tay-Tay.
Yeah, you guys are hip. I don't know. I'm going to get a poll.
Like Taylor Swift single-handedly moved Congress to get Ticketmaster to take fees away when all of the rock stars of the 90s couldn't do it when they were trying to. All she had to do was say, my concert shouldn't have this kind of stuff, and they screwed up my pre-sales, and there were congressional inquiries, and the fees disappeared.
I mean, there were more people getting tickets for Taylor's. Go ahead, Mr. Grant.
No, I'm saying otherwise she'd write a breakup song about them. So that's why.
Very, very good point. But no, I mean, there were more people going crazy and paying higher bucks and going through bigger hoops to get Taylor Swift tickets than they did when we were trying to see the Eagles on their, Hell Freezes Over tour. I mean, come on. It's insane how many fans she has. I wonder what the difference would be now if she was in a movie.
I think her concert tour is like one of the first ones to make $1 billion in revenue. Like
Right.
she's like, and if she, like, my point being, if she, who has the most active, motivated army of young people on the social medias, can't get anyone to come out for her movie, the kid from Cobra Kai having a little bit of
I disagree, dude. I disagree. I know she's humongous, but some people are like, okay, she acts. I don't care. I love her songs. I mean, look at the kid that played in the MCU who was in One Direction. What's his name? Harry. That didn't, even people knowing that they didn't know how much he was going to be in the movie, but they knew he was in it. No one, there wasn't flocks of young women going to see MCU, but there's a shit ton that go see him in concert. I think you guys are underestimating this kid's star power.
Blue Beetle isn't even going to make like $12 million opening weekend.
I believe the Latino community is going to come out
and see Barbie again. Yeah,
and support him.
You should do a bet, little Chad.
Oh, man. Yeah,
with Scott. So if you reckon it's not going to make 12 million, then the loser has to do a rap about why the other one's so good.
I'm down with that.
I want to hear it. I want to hear a little Chad rap.
I like this. Scott can bring in $1 billion movie. I'm sure. I can't even bring in 6K freaking subscribers on YouTube. So I wish I could, but I can't. Look, I really think you guys are gonna be shocked. And
can I ask you a question? The guy that you think has all this streak, what's his name?
His name is the kid from Blue Beetle. I don't give a fuck who he is. Do you think I care who he is? This has nothing to do with me. What I'm saying is, I think you guys think it's gonna. You said it might bomb. I do not think it will. It'll make money. I don't think it's going to be $1 billion movie, but I think it'll make money. I'm sorry, Greg.
Hang on. Go ahead, Grant, and then I'm going to say something. Go ahead, Grant.
I was like, I don't even know. I know the kid's name, but I don't even know how to pronounce it because it's like an X or a Z sound.
Yeah, Zolo. Yeah,
like YOLO, but with an X.
Yeah,
what were you going to say?
Zolo Tomasi, right? He's in Vegas. He does a podcast like with the fish.
He got rebranded by Elon.
Yeah. No, look. Have you looked into this film at all? Scott?
I mean, I know the fascist line. I know that's a lot like the character.
No, set that aside. Do you know what it's tracking for?
No, I don't listen to that shit, but please tell me.
The absolute lowest of any DC film ever. Mm-hmm. It is not even anticipated to make as little as Black Adam did at the end of its run.
When does it release?
Coming up here pretty quick, and that's the other problem.
Soon? That's the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That may be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you've got
August 18th.
Yeah.
Next week.
It's like 2 weeks away, and
that's a weird date.
You didn't even know it was coming. See, this is the problem.
Yeah, no, valid point.
So it doesn't have good word of mouth. There's no buzz. The tracking is off the charts bad. Mm-hmm. This thing will open not only lower than Flash or any of those other films, but it's a decent chance that it will make less than $150 million
total.
Yeah,
for the first weekend or for overall?
No, I'm saying
just total run.
Its overall performance globally could make under $150 million.
I think the Latino community, the young Zers, Gen Zers, and I believe liberal white women will shock you in this movie, and it will opening
women are going to go.
Wait a minute, opening weekend will beat The Flash.
You think this is going to be the next Barbie? You're out of your mind.
Did I say that? I didn't say that many.
No. But The Flash made $55 million opening week.
It shall beat it. Does it open on a Thursday? I hope.
All right. Here's a couple things.
It opens up on Tuesday.
Okay, that's a whole weekend.
Hold on, Scott. Former theater manager here.
Mhm.
Anything that opens mid-August until mid-October is
I know.
a studio trying to just drop things. Unless it's tween horror, it's not
Yeah.
making money.
I
And anything
get
that
that
opens January 4th through the beginning of March is also not going to make money.
Could be a heat wave and people want to sit in AC. I don't know.
But well, only if their power's out. Look, Scott, Blue Beetle's earliest projections, and this is going back just a couple weeks now, not even that, maybe a week. It's heading for a $17 million opening weekend in the States, bro. That's with an opening on a Tuesday.
I say it comes in at 30+ million. I'm going with all the bad takes today. Bojan, sit down. I don't even really know much about this movie, but I have a feeling you're all wrong.
Do you also know? Do you also know it's only opening up in 1,200 theaters?
Oh, that sucks.
And you know that by August 18th, like 70% of school kids in the United States are back in school.
Good reason to skip, you know? Come on.
And I gave you the high side of the projected early opening weekend. You want to know what the low side is?
What, like a 10?
12.
Oh my God. Now, can you tell me how much was this movie?
It cost right around $100 million, but I think they pumped a little more into it towards the end. So I don't really know. I mean,
it was also supposed to originally be meant for their streaming.
Exactly.
That's the biggest problem.
Unofficially, they say it's 100, including the reshoots, 135 million.
Oh, joy! That's going to be a loss.
And I believe they will beat it in their run. I'm sticking to it. I'm going down to the ship on this
when
one.
When it fails, you get to yell at the Latino community again.
I'm going to go off on the Latino and Gen Zers and female.
Okay, so if this movie doesn't make the numbers that you're claiming it makes, I feel you're going to have to wear a dunce cap on the following.
I will let Edwin run a dump the whole entire night because Edwin has already got her tickets. Them tickets. I don't know what they are.
You know, this reminds me of that line.
It's
from
also
Dogma,
a PG-13 film. So.
When Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are arguing about like which was going to be the bigger movie, E.T. or Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, and Matt Damon's like, "F you, man. Time will tell on that one." Like...
You know what? Underrated movie, Electric Boogaloo.
Scott,
I'd pop and lock. What?
Are you just trying to get on Latino Slant Show? I mean, what is going on with you right now?
I just think you got you know what fired me up was the original. I don't even know what was said now, but I really think this kid could be a star. I think he's a good actor. And if
the kid whose name you didn't even know,
Zolo, dude, we all know Zolo. What a great actor.
What's his last name?
Zolo, Latino.
Zolo Latino boy.
I tell you what, since you know so much about Blue Beetle. You know so much about Blue Beetle. Yep. What is the character's name that turns into Blue Beetle? What's his name?
I'll give you his initials. HR. Come on.
Puffin stuff.
I'm kidding. It's pronounced as J. JR.
Juan?
Jaime.
You know what? That was my next idea.
And then the R for the last name. Come on, it's a Latino name. Just take a guess. Take a guess.
Rodriguez.
It was an R?
Reyes.
I was going to know that because Ghost Rider.
Exactly.
Ghost.
That's how I put things together.
Actually, that's
Johnny Reyes.
That's funny that he says that because that's literally he had to change his name and he picked that last name because that's not his actual name.
In the comics?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what again?
Jesus Christ, don't worry about it.
No, what is it in the comics?
Tony Reyes.
Reyes, that's it. Yeah, I got it. Shit. I'm gonna say it again. Okay, you got a evil white lady. Okay, who doesn't want that?
Because Susan Sarandon is very timely for the hipster young kids to go see.
Well, she's still on that level of douchebag liberal.
Do you remember, like in Catwoman, when they brought in Sharon Stone to be the villain, and that was look at that, it'll be Sharon Stone, it'll be great. Yeah. And that movie bombed epically.
Yeah, I mean, at least they didn't pick what's her name, the fat chick.
The film is going to have a weird kind of a golden open. Because it's going
finally admitting I'm right.
No. It's going to have artificial support in certain places. but ultimately it's going to open lower than Shazam 2.
Okay. Wow.
I
Shazam 2 was a great
I have
movie.
someone who's seen not the full, completely edited version of it, and from what they were saying, they said Shazam 2. It looks like Citizen Kane in comparison to this film.
Oh, Jesus. Are you
Electric
serious?
Boogaloo.
I think you're just racist white guys. And
well, he's not a racist white guy because he's a she and she's black. So
yeah. Well, and then I'm not going there.
Well, you know what, Scott? I will do you a favor. I'll go see this movie I wasn't going to go see.
Thank you. Add ticket
Just
sales
to help you out.
I might
Scott,
have
I want to hear
husband
Little
with.
Chad rap. So I'm going to go see it now.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to count towards the domestic weekend, so that's fine with me.
Hey,
Oh, no,
Scott,
I'm not paying for
Yes,
it. I'm
sir.
just gonna go see it.
I think your punishment for being wrong on this means you've got to go full Gallagher, which means 1 year of growing out your Friar Tuck.
Dude, this is 4 years. This is 4 years of him trying the same thing.
I'll look like Gargamel, a
what we're
chubby
looking for.
Gargamel.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I don't know about the Friar Tuck. Wow. No, I'm not going that far. But Blue Beetle may be the biggest summer blockbuster movie of the 2020s. You guys...
Now you're just out of your mind.
Yeah, no, right there. I couldn't even get through that one, but I think it's going to have a better run than you guys realize, and it's going to make $250 million.
Wow. Okay.
And it would still lose money.
Yeah. No, I thought you guys said it was 100. Oh yeah, with all the.
Well, we got to do the budget and the marketing.
It's going to make over
Dude,
top.
there were a
250.
lot bigger titles that didn't even make 250 million just
been a
this
rough-
year.
It's been a
Do
rough
you
movie
reckon?
going
Do you
here.
reckon Napoleon will make a lot of money?
I don't know, but let's check out that trailer. It looks awesome.
It's great.
No doubt you've seen the chaos in the streets. We must make an example, or France will fall. What would you do if this assignment of defense was transferred to you?
You really look like
I promise you brilliant successes.
This is the greatest trailer I've ever seen.
What is this costume you have on? This is my uniform. I led the French victory at Toulon.
What is your name?
Napoleon.
As the course of my life just changed. Napoleon.
I'm destined for greatness. But those in power will only see me as a sword. I suggest you take the throne as a king. Shall we vote?
so good.
This vermin has held the world hostage with his egotism and his lack of simple good manners.
This is not on your channel.
You think you're great. You are just a tiny little brute that is nothing without me.
All of Europe is uniting forces against me.
What's the outcome of this if you don't succeed?
Your Majesty, we are discovered. Good. I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake. I simply never do.
Looks so good.
Wow, that's all kinds of disturbing in a lot of ways. Were any of you uncomfortable? I know I was.
I kind of was
I've
turned
seen it
on and
before.
uncomfortable. I was a little turned on.
Well, at least in this one, unlike the Wonka one, I didn't have to like do a digital blackface with you. So
he had his own Homelander moment where he had himself like, kissing his own face. That was
that was unsettling times like 1,000. Oh, my goodness.
I do love that the lovely Sherry says that right there. The actor is destined for greatness.
Thank you, Sherry. I don't recall doing that film.
Joaquin Phoenix went super method.
He went straight culture casino. Wow.
I would, I'll show you a little something else too. Hold on. This one isn't you, but
good.
But it can be.
It can be. I screwed this up. Shit. Let me get back to here.
That was a shorter brother vertical.
Just got to make sure I don't show anything I don't want to show. All right, here we go. This is from McCracken.
Yeah, we can't see what you're seeing.
So far, this is amazing, Scott. Keep it up.
We can't
Oh,
see.
shit.
We still
I did
can't
it again.
see
You know what?
whatever it is.
You know what? I'm blaming, wow, I had such a good time by
That's
myself
okay.
there.
Matt would have done the same thing, so don't worry.
Yeah. So you guys see it now, though, right?
Oh, I could have done without seeing that. But
Okay, I'm just making sure. Because Mad made me change it so it doesn't automatically share, and I still, after like 5 months, can't get used to it. I mean, I don't know about you guys.
I feel like I would have been a better looking Wonder Woman, but hey.
I'm starting to feel that too, which is makes me feel not special. Yeah. McCracken, thank you. Release the McCracken, that was from him. So please tweet it and share it if you mind, because he always supports him and Sherry. Always bring out memes for Sporking News podcast, so I appreciate that. Yeah, did we even talk about the actual article with Gal Gadot?
What article?
There was an article?
Well, there was an article. I don't even know really if we need to go over it, but let's I like to give Founding Into Comics their props. So the great Spencer, my boy Spence, Gal Gadot confirms. Now it went from like rumor to confirmed in a few hours. Return as Wonder Woman reveals she is working with DC Studios heads James Gunn and Peter Safran on third solo film.
So
yeah, don't hold your breath on that. Henry
think
Cavill
that-
thought he was coming back too.
No, but they use the Hollywood speak where they're like saying it's in development.
Yeah, working on. Yeah,
Working on, it's in development, which Kathleen Kennedy's been working on a lot of movies for a lot of years that just never seem to happen. So
Dan and Dave are work. I didn't add it to
It's gonna happen. We've got a trilogy.
You got Dan and Dave Star Wars. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I mean, I wouldn't have an issue.
Well,
with
will
another
Dan and
Gal
Dave's
Gadot.
Star Wars come out before the next Song Ice and Fire book?
That's a good one.
That is a good one. What are you doing? Why don't you come on, Dragon Storm, Mr. Big Time
I'm
TikToker?
kind of surprised they're doing a third one. Like, didn't the
They're not.
second
They're
one
not.
do
No,
pretty terrible?
They're not
Well,
doing
the second
third
one did terrible because they had a woman write it.
Wow.
By the way, Culture, when was that Warner Brothers earnings call?
Manana, early in the morning.
It's
Is it
tomorrow,
tomorrow?
right?
Yep.
And
So
did
they're
this
just
story
throwing
just
shit
drop
against the wall.
today?
Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
There you
Yeah.
go. And that's exactly
Well, I
why
think
they're
it-
doing it.
I think it actually helps out on two fronts. It helps out Warner Brothers because Gal Gadot, just like Zolo, is a movie like star, and people want to see them. And two, it gets her away from the Snow White movie. Like, I really think she is not feeling that movie after walking a red carpet with that.
But here's the other sad truth about Gal Gadot. Yeah, I mean, as much I love Gal Gadot, I think she looks amazing. She's a pretty good actress. Her movies don't make money either. Outside
This
of
one did, didn't it?
outside of the first Wonder Woman,
Which was a decent movie.
her movies don't make money. And you could argue that was much like Barbie. I think that first Wonder Woman, as long as it was a halfway decent film, had a lot of pent up demand that was going to get it a good, successful movie.
I think if you get a maybe not, a little more than halfway decent script, people like her. You know what I mean?
She was
Like
great in Red Notice.
Yeah, and one of the Fast and the Furiouses or multiple. Didn't even realize it was her.
Do we care about spoilers for Fast and Furious at this point?
I
Do we want?
don't even know how many numbers they have now.
Do they drive
Walker
cars? Are you going to tell us about the cars?
Spoiler, she's back. They brought her back.
No one dies in that world. Even,
Yeah, she was in the submarine at the end. Well, there's one of them. There's one of them.
There's one person who died in that
I
world.
believe they brought him back too, and they're going to bring him back. They were talking about using his brother again as a stand-in. Maybe my sources tell me that.
They already announced the new Superman and the new one, the new Lois Lane. So they're moving on. So Henry Cavill was the one that they publicly humiliated,
right? And that was more of a, The Rock did not know that Gunn was in talks to take over. He was trying to make his move, and he was able to strong arm him into the movie, but he lost. He lost the war. Cavill would be back if there was no James Gunn being sought after at that moment. Because
I gotta wonder if Zaslav regrets the decision after seeing how good Gunn was able to open the Flash and Shazam 2.
Well, I mean, did he? Yeah. He was. I don't know. What I think is he was just pulling at straws. Like
he didn't have to
bomb.
He didn't have to. Right. No, he didn't have to come out and say like the Flash was the greatest superhero movie he'd ever seen.
That was his biggest mistake. I think he's too he should have let those old DCEU movies just release them and not even make a statement.
Yep. You see my name on IMDb for that movie? No, you don't.
Right. No, he could have come out and just said something like, "I'm really excited for all the fans to see the Flash. If you grew up like I did with Michael Keaton as Batman, it's amazing seeing him on screen again. It's going to be a great summer ride. Everybody should go see it."
Dude,
did I tell you right there that the movie was good, or did I just talk about Michael Keaton? That's how he should have done it.
Saying in business, it's very important, and I think it applies in these movies too. It's undersell, over deliver. Because if you oversell it and then you deliver, something less, all they're going to know is that you did not meet their expectations. But if you undersell and then you overdeliver, they're going to think, wow, you made a great movie. They oversold and they underdelivered.
It's the Scotty principle.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984 didn't even break even.
Dude, that was a horrible, horrible movie in every way.
It lost at least $100 million.
Dude, I thought for sure it would have brought in the furry audience, right? Like they had that girl who turned into a
cheetah,
fucking saber-toothed tiger or something. She was weird looking.
Yeah, but they
took was an apex predator. Damn it!
No, but here's
doesn't
the thing:
make sense because cheetahs aren't apex predators.
No, but they took what was supposed to be one of the more sexy Wonder Woman villains, and they cast Kristen Wiig.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it was not a good call.
No, they should have found a hot chick and gave her glasses.
But that's all they do. They're like, I'm gonna uglify her. I'm gonna put glasses on. Oh look, she's still a store. She's still got the same sort of legs.
Look, everybody knows that if you put a girl in ponytail and glasses, she's not attractive. That was what we learned in
unless you've got a librarian thing, and then she can't get hotter than when she's in a ponytail and glasses.
Telling you
So you guys are all just don't appreciate, female initiated sexual assault is the problem.
Okay.
Oh, that was a hallmark of Wonder Woman 1984, which shot in Northern Virginia, so in a terribly rundown old mall, which they picked perfectly to represent the 80s.
It literally was as bad as Wanda, they don't know what you've given up, moment with Monica Rambeau. Except for, sexual assault. She was more of a,
Scott.
What?
You have not seen what I have seen.
That's it. Let's let this woman go so she can kill multiple people, so many people in so many different multiverses. But let me just make this point about the Gal Gadot stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at 1984 here. Written by Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, and Dave Callum. The first movie, which was a better movie overall, was written by Alan Henberg, Zack Schneider, and Jason Fuck.
Okay, again, we can't see what you're seeing. And
Son of a bitch, I did it again.
1984 was written by George Orwell. What are you talking about?
I hate this.
Technology is hard.
It's so difficult. Zolo, help me. Alan Henberg, Zack Snyder, Jason Fuchs.
I thought that was the first one.
That's the first one? Yeah, I'm going back now. Different. And then this one, Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, and Dave Cullen.
Patty ruins everything.
Patty Jenkins. So the best thing about Wonder Woman 1984 was I always liked watching, and I still do, the Grace Randolph reviews for how stupid they are.
Yeah.
And she came out and did like the review when 1984 came out that it was the greatest depiction of Wonder Woman that's ever been put on the screen, that Patty Jenkins managed to find the true essence of Wonder Woman. And then the movie bombs and everybody hates it, and like 3 weeks later Grace Randolph is like, just, stealth goes, it was a bad call and they made some bad choices, and everybody knew that. And it was like, oh my God, this girl can't, and like, you can't stand behind anything you said, can you? Because even like the fan base was like, this movie's shit. And it's so bad.
Well, the best thing about about Wonder Woman 1984 is it killed Patty Jenkins' Star Wars movie.
Yeah, well, and everything else.
Yeah.
But are we upset that it killed Patty Jenkins' Star Wars movie? Because do you think she would have made a good Star Wars movie?
I don't think you can necessarily make a worse Star Wars than what we've had recently. So
yes,
at this point,
you think so?
Start experimenting. Fuck it. Like, try.
Dude, we never got geoed.
Wait a minute, let me hear Culture. What
I think you wildly underestimate the destroyers, my friend. I think that there is way worse that can be done. I mean,
think Dan and Dave.
I think we could have like a paper airplane monster that like shows up in Star Wars. I think you could have like.
It doesn't matter. The destroyers have sucked all the value out of Star Wars for me already. You can't hurt me with Star Wars anymore because I don't give a shit about it.
I'll try and
you're forgetting one thing. They do have a redemption arc.
Is this going to be
another? One must destroy in order to create.
Okay, I'm back in. I'm back. We got it. Let's do this.
No Jedi. I started hearing whispers. Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. What happens when you find Thrawn? Power. Such as you've never dreamed. I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this. She's still just as stubborn as ever. But your master found you difficult at times. Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine. You never made things easy for me. Master. As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
It's Culture donating his hair.
I was just
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings. Buckle up. If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power. Anakin smoke, are you? I'm not here to discuss my past. We have a lot of work to do. Once a rebel, always a rebel.
You know what's the best part? Is his acting is better than theirs.
They just come up with dumber lightsabers in every new iteration.
Well, that's been the Inquisitor lightsaber since Rebels, which is another Filoni touch.
Filoni, yeah.
I hate it.
Dude, I want to get paid for every hour I was sleep acting. Because dang,
right. You are that AI, so you should.
Wait, pay him based on the new like SAG after like the deal that the studios tried to do, which was like we're gonna pay you like $50 and we can use your likeness forever in perpetuity.
Well, don't worry, Culture. If you lived in Illinois, he couldn't get away with this.
Yeah,
I'm very excited. I just want to get paid. So.
Yeah, but you know what, Tina, you are right.
Subscribe to
Really
his
good
Ivy
segue.
page and you'll get to see him with his shirt off.
How close to 10,000 are you,
right?
Culture?
You gotta share. You gotta share it, Tina.
I can absolutely share. I'll have 2 shares then.
Yeah, while you're doing that, where are you in your subscriber count?
I am at 46 subscribers.
No one cares about women. I was asking
almost
Culture,
there.
but that's nice.
Oh,
46.
sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I was asking Culture,
that
but
was
I
the
don't care.
most hurtful thing I've heard. That was
Zolo
terrible.
would never treat you like that. Go see the movie.
I think I have like almost 9,300.
Good for you, man. I'm not jealous at all. Am I muted yet?
Now, this is the really, really, really short one, but the only good thing to come out of Illinois in a very, 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 very long time is the fact that we now have a law that penalizes, not just makes it illegal, but penalizes sharing altered sexual images.
Oh,
So
wait,
that
no. Wait, look at the or though. They're not passing this law because of the sexual stuff. Look at the or.
Where does this? Can you blow it up a little bit?
People depicted it. No. Right next to it. People depicted in sexually explicit deepfakes or images manipulated digitally to show false events. That's memes.
Ooh.
Is there an election
Wow.
coming up or something?
Exactly.
I mean, don't forget the DOJ just put Ricky Vaughn in jail for a couple of years for sharing a meme in 2016.
Yeah. Well, this is a follow-up to the original law in 2019 that made it illegal to perform to create AI-generated revenge porn. So this is actually coming along with adding actual penalties to that.
Now, does this also include someone streaming it off of the website, or is it actual me giving it to somebody else? Like that's the part. It's
without the person's. Oops, I can't highlight it. It's without
Now
the person's permission.
it says they can sue for damages, so it's going to mean that you could go after wherever the money is. So,
it
So
would be the
Sporking
websites.
is asking if there's a difference in penalty for personal use or distribution.
Like
yeah,
if
it's gonna.
you
it's
find
gonna
one
be,
of
yeah.
George R.R. Martin on
It's
Pornhub.
it's
Will
going
I
to be
get in
going
trouble
after
if
the
I watch
hubs.
that?
It's
Okay.
the hubs that they'll
Mhm.
sue. It's so they can get the money from the people who have that.
Exactly.
Guys, follow Tina so she can get to 50. Jeez. Yeah, that was a great point, man. Images manipulated digitally to show false events. So you can put out a meme that everyone knows it's parody, and they could at least come after you. And
Oh,
cause you
wait.
issues.
So when the January 6th committee showed all of that footage of the riots taking place in DC, they could all be penalized under this because they didn't show anything close to what actually happened.
I thought they were people walking through the Smithsonian at one point. I didn't realize it was, it looked like guided tours at one point, but whatever.
Yeah, well, the way the bill is actually summarized is it says that it provides an individual engaged in the act of doxing when an individual intentionally publishes another person's personally identifiable information without consent of the person whose information is published.
Mhm.
So it says the information is published with the intent that it be used to harm or harass the person whose information is published, and with knowledge or reckless disregard that the person whose information is published would be reasonably likely to suffer death, bodily injury, or stalking. And 2, the publishing of the information causes the person whose information is published to suffer significant economic injury or mental anguish.
Dude, that's CNN. He's fucked then because the amount of stories they're going to be running on Trump that are straight out lies. They're screwed.
Yeah, but they could also do the ones on Biden, like, oh, you hurt the old man's feeling. He's in the basement. Now he can't come out.
On the plus
You
side, in 3
can't
minutes he'll
prove
forget
that
about
anything hurts the old man's feelings because he won't remember it long enough to testify.
He
But it
definitely
is-
won't remember his 7th grandchild very often, but I guess
portal.
I mean, it's I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like it is deep fake. They're getting better and better. I would say if you classify it as a deep fake and not the actual person, that's a big deal. Just
I don't know.
Kind of ripped.
I think this law is clearly not going to
Not
pass
for
First
porn.
Amendment muster.
Oh, it won't. No, this thing
No.
can't pass it. No,
Because under this logic, any artist who makes a character that resembles anybody of note doing anything could be sued for, like, so it's pretty famous. Like, before Samuel L. Jackson played Nick Fury, Mark Millar had them draw Nick Fury in the Ultimates comic book to look just like Samuel L. Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Effectively, that was a
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Sue the guy who painted the picture of Donald Trump riding a velociraptor with an AR-15? Like,
I mean, that's my point. Like, any artist doing
No,
anything
Donald Trump
digitally.
just needs to prove that he has a raptor.
Now we have to
victims-
see how the law is going to be applied, though. I mean, because it
It
was
doesn't-
originally drafted to address AI specifically.
but it won't. Okay, it doesn't matter what it was. It doesn't matter on any of those things. It won't pass muster of First Amendment. It just
Like,
won't.
But that's
what's
the
the
problem
famous?
with Pritzker. Pritzker's been doing this the whole time. That every single thing that they put out, it always gets shot and knocked down, and then they complain. This is just another one.
Yeah,
This is
Pritzker's
yeah.
terrible. But I
Yeah.
mean, think about like the famous the People versus Larry Flint, like the case that went to the Supreme Court was based on a cartoon he made of Jerry Falwell engaging in an overt act with his mother. And that went all the way to the Supreme Court under obscenity laws, and the Supreme Court, I think, unanimously ruled
Said no.
the First Amendment clearly protects this, and that was specifically in the context of an obscene cartoon depicting a person.
A more mild parody, I think, is you're going to have a very hard time. Memes are parody, satire, humor. I mean, are you going to go after political cartoonists that exaggerate things?
I was literally just about to say that as well.
Yeah.
What about someone who draws someone's nose too big, caricatures of people that are on the dock? Anything like that. They want to do this sort of stuff so that that way they can chip away at comedy, because it's the one vestige of pure, unadulterated freedom.
Well, like I said, that's why I'm really concerned about the verdict that came out against meme maker Ricky Vaughn from the 2016 election. He posted a meme on Twitter, like, basically, like, did you know you can vote through text? Like, and here's, just use this text number to vote for Hillary. And, it was a goof. And they put him in jail. He's in jail for like 2-3 years. And they actually prosecuted him for election interference. Like that he was, under some laws.
Yet Sam Friedman, all fucking charges dropped.
Yeah, because he only donated a couple $100 million to the right people.
Yeah. Awesome One, though, made a good point when he said that EU is supposed to go full censor this month.
Well, because they don't have First Amendment. That's the European laws can go draconian, and there's nothing you can really do about it because they don't. I mean,
they don't have an amendment. They don't even have a Freedom Act. They don't even have a base law written about it. Because
Canada.
They claim they're for free speech, but they can definitely regulate. Free speech.
I know what came up a couple years back that I was following as a parent who homeschools is in Germany, right? They started arresting and prosecuting families that were trying to homeschool their children because they didn't want them, indoctrinated into the government systems over there. There was a famous German family that was trying to claim asylum to get asylum in the U.S. because of it, and the administration prior to Trump said no on that one and let them just get arrested. And it's messed up. Like, and you think, but at the end of the day, like, even Canada, which has, I think, the equivalent of a First Amendment in their I forget what they call their Bill of Rights up there, but they have one, and they still passed, stuff to get around it by calling it hate speech and being able to regulate whatever they deem hate speech. It's terrible precedent, and I just hope that there's still enough sanity in the judicial branch of the United States that this clearly anti-First Amendment stuff gets thrown out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a similar thing. We don't actually have a First Amendment speech on it, but we to get our Freedom of Information, the 1988 Act changed, it's essentially the same amount of work that needs to go in as if they wanted to change one of the amendments in America. It's practically impossible. It can be done, but it's practically impossible.
Oh, good, because you need to get on it, because you got a lot of people trying to restrict your freedoms like crazy.
So, Mark of Reality for $5. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. 1, with this law, does the plaintiff have to prove the falsity of the claim? 2, doesn't there have to be damage first to file suit under this tort? I guess the damage could be emotional.
The damage could be emotional, because the law allows the injured individual in order to bring up a civil case against the supposed offender. So the penalty would end up being whatever economic.
Yeah, I don't think emotional damage you can get monetary compensation.
Right.
Emotional damage.
Now, they did say that aside from there having to be, economic damages, economic repayment to the offended individual, that the court can actually open a temporary restraining order or emergency order of protection on behalf of the person who's been offended.
And they may
the victim, or in this case, the plaintiff, they have to prove either reputational or financial damage, loss of opportunity. So there's got to be something that you can then quantify.
Is that what's written? Is that what's in the law? Because sometimes there's a category called.
Well, the law, it sounds like they're just going to fine you for being a dick.
No, but there's something called defamation per se, right? Which is, it's and I'm sure if Mark of Reality is an attorney, he can maybe speak to it a little better. Defamation per se is like when you call someone a particularly heinous, nasty name. It's basically defamation to your character just based on what the claim is, and you can seek damages not because you have been clearly economically impacted, but because, like, generally, like, say if you're a groomer working for Disney, what they would call you is what you could use to sue someone for defamation per se. It's a thing where I could see it's not the kind. Usually, there's a very high standard.
Yeah, that's a tough sell, even in a court.
But my point is that these people writing these laws are so anti-First Amendment that they would use something as silly as that for the grounds to allow people to just sue, so that they could get, if you're particularly happy with the trial lawyers, giving them an easy tort to at least get into the court system to try to get settlement dollars is always a nice thing to keep those donations flowing as well. There's a reason tort reform never goes anywhere in states that are blue, because guess who donates the most money? It's teachers unions and trial lawyers. So.
Yeah, it's the mental anguish that worries me. I mean, because I'm all about the having someone
No one saw that
pay
story, don't worry.
reparations for economic injury, or someone who is in fear of serious bodily injury. So you got to revenge porn.
It's the mental anguish that worries me too, because I love causing mental anguish. It's kind of one of my things, even back in my, the creepypasta days when I first came into being. Like, mental anguish, I'm there.
I don't know how many you did, but Grant gifted memberships. I really appreciate that, man. 10 damn, dude. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll reverse the charges then.
No. I'm taking it. No backsies. So we got the poll, and I think it might be fixed because it's like reverse numbers. But 81% of you have the wrong take, saying it's going to crash and burn. But 18% are reasonable, God-fearing people who say, yes, it will make money. I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest movie of all time. It'll beat The Flash.
You said it was going to make. You said it was going to make over
money.
$50 million on its first week.
You said it was going to beat The Flash, which was $55 million opening weekend.
Oh no! Now you changed.
Sporking fact.
No, we didn't change
You told me
a damn
50.
thing.
You told me
No,
said
I-
it was gonna
I'm-
make more than the Flash.
I do. Opening weekend will make more than Flash.
Slender, do I
Well,
forget box office
75,000
numbers, or is
times.
that something I usually remember?
The Flash
pretty good?
made 55 million.
So-
Shit. It's going to totally do that, guys. It's going to be awesome.
Now,
I can't
one
wait.
comment though, we have 30.
It's I can't even be mad because it's so absurd.
We
What
have
were you gonna say?
We have 32 voters and only 24 likes. So come on, folks.
Yeah, wow. Good point. Thank you.
Let's like
And there's a
this.
lot of people that aren't chatting, but they're now subscribers, so that's really cool. I'm glad they're
We love our
watching.
lurkers.
I like lurkers, dude. Lurk on. I mean, Zach's just became a channel member and is streaming at this moment.
The lurkers joined because they're very interested in the
Oh, that's right.
the
There's-
discussion of the revenge porn
I
deep
forgot.
fakes.
I forgot Grant was, or excuse me, Zach's was streaming.
Oh yeah, we're definitely like
So
what
you
I
heading
like
off
to do
today,
is
CC, then?
I have him up as we speak.
I should probably head over to his channel and hang out.
Yeah, you should. You should. I appreciate every minute you hang out here. We're gonna go over one more thing.
I'm just
And
teasing.
it's fine. It's fine. I
I was
need to now
teasing
suck up
Scott.
to you because look at you, Mr. Big Time Subscriber.
Stop it. You know,
Once I pass you though, I will make you burn. What? Zola.
Like Electric
Okay.
Boogaloo, time will tell on Sporking sub count.
It will. It will.
This is the awesome thing. Every time Scott has challenged someone to something, their channel has blown up. So Scott,
That's
you
true.
should challenge Tina because she needs
right.
it.
You know what, Tina? I will get to 6,000 before you. Tina's gonna blow up. You're absolutely right.
Next week,
Absolutely.
Tina does a
Go
viral
subscribe
video
right
and
now.
gets like 100,000 subs. In a
That'd
week.
be amazing, right?
Oh, that's 10 o'clock Eastern. Okay, sorry. That would be. You know what? But see, I'm the type that I really actually am happy for people. That there are a lot
Yeah,
of
I can
YouTubers
feel
like
it.
that's so great. Well, you, I mean, but others. I'm happy when they grow. And don't forget the roots. What else can I think of that says nice? I mean, you all,
It's
paid
kind of
somebody
gay how you
to,
said that. You're happy when your friends grow.
Like I want them to have girth and
Hey,
size.
Look, Scott has always wanted me to be rather tumescent. He's always kind of rooted.
What does that word mean?
Like floppy.
I resemble that remark.
Scott always
Nothing.
appreciates a turgid channel.
I'm the little acorn that becomes a average oak. Okay.
Appreciate that I made Tina laugh on that one.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
did
better
well.
I better start writing my video script because I'm at 48 subscribers.
Oh wow!
See, we need
Thank
two
you
more.
to who sub.
Tina, Grant and I are going to make you go viral. Okay.
There you go. There you go. Making.
How about
great
you
work.
release the Napoleon culture trailer under Tina's channel?
Yeah,
That would
right?
be awesome, right?
that thing is amazing.
It is awesome.
It blew my mind. And then like the most recent one though, Ahsoka, where I'm voicing the characters too. I'm like, I am very uncomfortable.
Well, you
right
were in the other. Oh no, you weren't. Okay, yeah, that is cool.
now. Very uncomfortable.
You.
Because culture's French accent is terrible.
Oh, true story.
What kills me though is the
Oh, Hollywood.
in both of them there is one character. One is Napoleon, and the other one is the I'm not a dark
Dark Jedi.
dark force user. The older guy, what's his name? The guy who just
Ray
passed-
Stevenson.
Yeah, Ray Stevenson.
Punisher.
You literally lock up perfectly with those two faces.
Yeah, I know.
Kulo.
Yeah.
If you remember Rome, which was the best show.
Oh
he
yeah,
was
dude,
on.
one of the greatest shows.
John
Mackie.
Milius's work. You can't go wrong with John Milius.
You know,
Yeah.
you would think that, you would have people that would use good writers to make things, but they stopped doing that.
He got
Yeah, that-
blacklisted after Red Dawn, and
I
they
know.
never looked back.
The
I
original
know.
Red Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they didn't like that it was number one, super popular, and
Yeah.
number two, anti-communist. That was
Such a
didn't
great-
go over well in Hollywood.
Yeah, because they're so red, and that's people don't even know that. I mean,
not
like
the right red though.
I know Razor Fist talks about it, right? It's just
Yeah.
how
Hollywood was always red.
I mean,
And
look
then
at what
He
think
went
about
on.
this.
I think his next movie after
Sure, sure.
Red Dawn was Flight of the Intruder, which was
That's a great movie.
It was a pro-Vietnam movie made in like 1988. And that was probably not going to do much for you in Hollywood either.
No, but you know what kills me is you had Ronald Reagan fighting the communists back in the 50s, and people now, in the 90s and late 80s were twisting it and making him look like, the bad guy. They were just going after these people. They really didn't believe in communism. They might have just went to a meeting. They blacklisted people for a reason.
Well, I mean, McCarthy was a bit strong-handed with some of his tactics.
I didn't say McCarthy. Yeah, he was.
Okay, if you go
but
after the fall,
they're equating that to him.
No, but after the fall of the Soviet Union, there was Culture might remember. I forget what the name of the exact release was. Where basically the KGB files on all the people they were working with the last 60 years came out. I mean, you found out that Ted Kennedy in 1980, when he was running for president, was owned lock stock by the KGB had him. Yeah. And this was all, and this is not like some fake conspiracy thing. This is all legit. Came out in the 90s. You can read it. It's public record. It's bona fide. And they went back. That was when you found out who the people back during Los Alamos and the Manhattan Project were. They had everybody documented, and they owned. McCarthy might have been too like a bull in a china shop, but he was actually low on the numbers of people they genuinely had working within. They had people in the State Department during all the way going back to FDR, we high
had people
up
over there too. Though,
but
not
like this.
Not like they did. And I know.
And you know how we know we didn't have people over there is because of how Reagan actually beat them was by spending, because we thought we had to spend all this money to outdo the Soviets, because we didn't have genuine intelligence that they were faking. Like when they were doing their May Day parades, they didn't have actual rockets and all this stuff. They would make prop ones to make it look like they had more
tractors to be it was like they masked them as tanks. I was like, oh my god!
You know what they did? They probably saved the fake tanks we made for the fake D-Day invasion to throw off the Germans. They were like, we'll keep these. I just want to give a shout out. Cannoli, Sasquatch, and the wife are here. Make sure you subscribe to the I don't know, Mrs. Sasquatch. Do you
did he get his Twitter back or whatever it was?
Yeah,
he got banned on something recently.
Yeah. Well, I think he made a comeback. But yeah. Mrs. came on.
Look.
The Mrs. came.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Culture. I apologize.
The Mrs. came on my channel, and she was on my Sunday night ladies night, late night culture stream, and it was amazing. Those ladies got me to shut up for 1 hour. Well, that's impossible.
That's not true. You interrupted every single chance that you got, and you kept telling them, "Now you talk. Now you talk." You were very firm with them. It was kind of rude.
Well, I am now 362nd subscriber. We should have the cannolis on one Wednesday night.
You should. The cannolis
next
are
week.
Great.
Cannolis, DM me if you're available next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's go over this so we can finish this up
before
Zach's
stream
starts.
Zach's is starting soon, so I need to go make some popcorn and stuff.
Yeah, Zach's is a good show. So let's go over this. So who did you put this in here? Grant, was that you?
Wasn't
this? No. So SETI Institute shreds UFO whistleblowers' claim about alien corpses. If the evidence is there, why is it still hidden? Remember all the buzz around the UFO whistleblower who testified before Congress last week that the government had alien carcasses.
The bogus bologna sausage to obfuscate what was happening politically at that point.
Exactly.
And you can call it the Hunter Biden sandwich, because before he was trying to get his plea bargain, they did the aliens. The plea bargain fell through and they had the whistleblower testify. And then on top of that, they indicted Trump. So that's the Hunter Biden make it the news go away sandwich. So we have something before it. Wait. After it.
Hunter Biden sandwich would definitely be on white bread. It'd be quite powdery.
I'm looking at the article, since I don't think anyone else has read the article yet. But according to an actual alien hunter, those claims have some serious issues. I would like to meet an actual alien hunter. I'd like to see his resume.
Actually, come join Soldier Spirit and on Vets Talking, and you can be introduced to at Sheila Aliens.
Yep, Sheila is an alien hunter.
I mean, I got to give
you are also a vet, Slender.
I mean, I know
qualify.
I'm vet, but they never invite me on their show.
You want me to get you an invite on that?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, Matt sure as shit won't.
I'll take care of you.
If you haven't
I mean, that's because Matt doesn't really consider you a vet. So I mean,
he considers you. He thinks you're like the Coast Guard
because you went to damn Navy.
Yeah, he thinks of you as like the Coast Guard, bro.
Don't ever. Oh no.
No, I'm just telling you what Mad thinks. I don't think that. Mad thinks that. Okay.
Well, me and Matt aren't friends anymore. I'm gonna tell him after this.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. He actually puts the Coast Guard above Navy, so.
Oh, that's
the
true.
Air Force is lowest because they just sit around and do like.
They do give shit to the Air Force guys. They
The Air Force is ridiculous, man. They get the cushiest stuff.
Dude, they
Hey,
get a
but the
ribbon
funny
for
thing is,
completing boot camp.
Nobody gets a boot camp ribbon. Come on.
Yeah, the Air Force does.
See, my
That
boss,
reminds me.
I mean, Air Force boot camp is a little bit different. It's.
Do you let the woman?
You learn how to do like a martini really well. That's. I think that's the main thing.
Well, that's if you want to get a promotion.
Or if you
Yeah,
want
you
to
gotta learn
transfer
how
to
to
Space
break your
Force.
Oh God, could you imagine that's such a great job? I want to be on Space Force.
Do you think Space Force's phone was blowing up with all the alien stuff coming out? Like,
no.
Well, not the real Space Force. The one,
That would
the one
imply
that's
Space
out
Force
front.
has a phone.
They have a fax. What were you going to say, Tina, when everybody kept speaking over you?
my current boss is retired Navy, and my project manager
sorry.
is retired Army not Ranger, the guys that jump out of helicopters.
airborne.
Lots of those guys do that.
It's airborne.
Airborne, thank you.
You can be an airborne ranger also. It's just
you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. We chatted about the fact that my son was interested in the military, and I was actually on Soldier Spirit at Sporking one time, and I got all kinds of advice from the whole panel about him. But my boss originally said, you know what, he's going to sign up for anything, sign up for the Air Force, because least chance of ending up in combat.
Yeah.
And they have the best facilities. The only place that might be slightly better would be the Space Force. And they said, since he was a scientist, because he's going to school for biochemistry, he
Ooh.
might actually want to consider the
The
Space
Space
Force.
Force. Indeed.
He could get to work on the alien bodies.
Yeah.
I know. How
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
There are no alien bodies.
Yes, there are. Did you see Close Encounters of the Third Kind, man? They got the really long gray. Why is it all of
that
pop
is what we
culture
call a work of
decided?
fiction.
Wait, I
No,
thought
that
all
was
the alien bodies were in Guantanamo Bay.
What's the thing where they start implanting ideas into the culture so people are ready for it when it comes out? There's like a
propaganda.
no, it's like a
Disclosure.
It's a psychology thing where
Frogs in a pot.
where they start prepping the population for something.
You mean feeding the ideas with subliminal messaging?
Like multiple asteroid movies. Yeah.
Exactly. So did you notice how like all of a sudden starting in the 70s, aliens just started looking like the Greys, the big eyes, the big heads, and those things, and that became the standard alien thing. I'm convinced that was them.
Well, we
prepping
have
us.
the Great Treaty, so it makes sense.
It makes sense. There you go.
I mean, if you guys didn't see Culture, but if you didn't see this past dump on Saturday, we went over, like, what was it? 114-page government leaked document that Mad found. Someone gave it to him with drawings and all and misspellings.
Drawings.
Wasn't there like 120 different alien species?
Yeah, there was so many
documented in there?
species. There was like 3 or 4 Greys.
Was this like the Men in Black roster from the movie?
Check out the end of our stream last week and you'll see.
No,
Go
my
ahead,
name
Culture.
is Simon.
The drawings.
I like to
I did
drawings. Well, you guys don't.
Oh
draw?
no, my hands are all pruny, so it's time to end.
Oh, you looking at my bum? You bum looker, you.
You remember Saturday Night Live? Whatever happened to that?
It got terrible.
Yeah, stop being funny. So.
I liked it better when
then
Mike
Tom
Myers was
Ryder
the
went on
kid that
strike.
if you gave sugar to, just went hyper and
spastic. Yeah.
like Jim, like Jim set up and was running down the street.
So, defending SETI people, they have brought SETI and was it Mufasa? Mufasa. Yes, African Lion King. Has come far with their following of this alien cover up. Bodies is one thing.
Hey,
I agree
you know
with
what?
you on that.
I would love to see an alien cover band. It'd be freaking awesome. Who are they
No,
covering?
but
Probably
if you're SETI, aren't you guaranteed
Probably
to be
alien
out?
ant farm. I reckon they're really basic.
I mean, the SETI stands for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah.
Their
I'm kind of pissed off with them based on that title. Like, if there's that many different freaking species, why haven't we heard about them?
Yeah. No, but their entire, all of their revenue generation is on the idea that we're the group that's actually looking. Of course they're going to come out and say any evidence that aliens are already there like is fake, because then their entire business model goes away. Like,
Dude, I just
why would
wonder
you need
why
to search
SETI
for it?
doesn't have any agents from immigration control monitoring that traffic? Because like, it's cool if they're
Easiest way to come
aliens,
in.
but if they land on this planet, they're still illegal.
Right.
We don't even stop people coming from Mexico. Why do you
I don't
think
know.
they're going to stop an alien?
Well, culture.
That's what I said. That's why they end up in Guantanamo. Those alien bodies you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, not
The thing-
illegal aliens. Extra. Sorry, I got them mixed up.
Yeah, you got it mixed up. The thing I always get, like, the more and more, like, there was Roswell was the crash we all knew about, and there might have been one in Germany, but since then there has been crashes, I think like maybe close to 20 of them since the early 40s, late 30s. And my question is this: if you are able to create a ship that can fly across the universe or through wormholes or through dimensions, why would it crash on Earth? Like, it struck
Perb
Because
Air
they're-
Force power.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, they're
Right.
old. They're old ships. It's basically like an ocean. You know, like you got a dinghy out in the ocean. It's going to eventually sink. That's what it is. These aren't the high quality spaceships.
What do you think, culture? Because I believe that there are, you know,
Teenagers cow tipping.
We're 30, 40 years in the future of what, you know.
No, we're in the
people-
present now.
No, but our Air Force, our technology is much farther ahead than we all know. Or it really is some of the moves they're filming from aircraft. You know, if it's real, like, it has to be out of this world. What do you think?
One Man Show is saying in the chat, so sorry, culture, that maybe
No
they
shit.
just got shot down by another alien ship. And we do have the treaties with certain aliens. So that
Right.
would be
And
good.
don't forget also,
That's why we haven't been back to the moon, because that was part of the treaty.
Yeah. Well, please, culture. What were you going to say?
That's a good point, culture. I agree.
You son of a bitch! I knew you were going to do.
I suspect I suspect our technology, as it has always been, is very much more advanced than we are willing to share. We've always been that way, especially here in the United States. We've got stuff that does ridiculous things. And you know, I would rather assume properly that, you know, we're just not being told what we can do, rather than, you know, assume that there's some kind of freaky space guy out there that wants to probe, you know, your bum.
Yeah, the probing is.
I have an explanation for the crashed spaceships, though.
Okay.
It's going to take telling you a story.
Oh
Oh,
god.
I thought you were going to say women aliens.
Zax's show starts in like 7 minutes, bro.
It's like a 2-minute story. It's pretty
It's not like a
easy.
mad story.
Okay.
I have a son who is 20 years old.
Oh.
He did not have enough gas in his vehicle to drive from where I am to DC to pick up some skateboards that he found somebody selling on one of those frickin' I'll sell you my skateboards for $2 things. He still drove out there, and then he calls us at 10 o'clock at night, and he's like, "Mom, Dad, I'm out of gas and I'm stuck in DC." These UFOs that crash on Earth are teenage assholes who went somewhere against their parents' advice and against their own better judgment, and they ran out of gas on Earth.
Well, Tannhauser Gate did say that in the chat.
Slender
Teenager
living in West
aliens.
Virginia knows that basically Earth is the West Virginia of the cosmos, and these teenagers are just running out here to do stupid
Dude, what
stuff.
the hell are you talking about, dude? Earth is the southern Louisiana of the galaxy.
You're saying the Panhandle, or the Gulf Coast Panhandle?
I think we're gonna. I wanted to go over bald men are better in.
Go ahead.
Zach,
Go
but
ahead.
No. I want to end with this.
You got to do something nice for you and Grant. I mean,
Well, I want to end with this.
Not the
because-
only one.
No, dude, I got hair now. I'll put my camera on. I used a special
I
thing.
don't.
I've now got.
You did not.
really long
I
hair.
didn't send you any of my new hair product.
No, I know. That's why I had to grow hair so I could use it.
Well, while you're doing that, Mr. Grant Gregory for Australian too. Thank you.
Oh
Thank you.
no!
Thank you.
No.
Culture is an alien. Leak
Don't tell people
coming
that.
soon.
Oh man.
Oh, sorry. No, the leak coming soon. I'm saying I've got to go to the toilet. That's what I was
I
saying.
wish there was a. I'm starting to think I need a trailer of me and Blue Beetle. I think I could play the. What's the uncle's name? in that movie?
George Lopez?
No, but the uncle actually, not George, but who he's playing.
Super Dick Punch.
Yeah,
Uncle Reyes.
Uncle Reyes. Zolo's uncle. That's me. I'm going to be that guy.
I still think I'm right. I think it's Super Dick Punch.
Here we go.
So we decided to ask some of these defense contractors straight up, are they, as alleged, housing and keeping some of these UAPs or UFOs that are not from Earth in their possession? And are they trying to reverse?
Dude's so on a green screen, and it's not even good.
You know, it is News Nation.
He's live. He's live from his freaking closet. Yeah, he's live from his closet. You know, with terriblelighting.com.
And you're also missing the fact that this dude is clearly an alien. Look at the proportions on his face.
Yeah,
he's the worst looking scroll I've ever seen.
And it's
Dude,
it's
if
great.
you open up that shirt, there's a little pug in there operating the controls.
Is that Mark Ruffalo's brother? I mean, it looks like.
All I know is, look. I mean, this dude, that guy has more filler in his lips than Lizzo. Oh boy.
Well, his
which
ears
lips?
aren't in sync, and the bottom part of his mouth is like shifted over from the
Yeah,
top
his weird lips. Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube's gonna get us.
They're using the same filters as Britney's Instagram. That's what's happening.
Those have been.
He's using the Fetterman, what do you call it, filter, where his mouth doesn't move at the same time that the voice comes out.
But I mean, this is super smart journalism. We're going to go to the defense contractors and ask them if they're housing aliens, because that's going to get you good answers.
Like,
yeah, they're going to totally tell you.
Engineer them. We asked basically all the major contractors, and just one
Northrop
got back to
Grumman,
us today, and it was
do you have
Lockheed
aliens?
Martin.
Oh.
And let's put it up on your screen here. This is what they said. They told us here in a very short statement.
He's really swollen.
Yeah, maybe he got beat up because he was asking these questions.
Quote, questions about UAPs are best addressed by the U.S. government. Notably, Elizabeth, that is not a denial.
Oh, come
So
on.
we decided
That was, dude,
that was the
terrible.
spokesperson basically saying that this was a retarded question, and I'm not going to bother. So we're going
that
to
was
say
like a
something.
clickbait video.
Yeah,
I
why did you do that
apologize.
to us, dude?
You know what? Bald men are better in the sack.
There's no evidence to support that.
Where is it?
Dude, that's.
Yeah,
I'm starting to hate that analysis. It's like when someone says, "Oh, well, he didn't say no. Oh,
yeah.
He didn't disavow. He didn't disavow strongly enough. That's not a denial." Fuck
yeah,
you.
so I can say, did you kill that person? You're like, oh, piss off, you retard. And
Is this the same science that told us to stay home for like months and wear masks?
Yeah, I'm not a
these
big
people.
fan of that take. Yeah.
These were the bald men. You're saying? No, they were the free
who
blowers not
found
wearing
this
masks.
ridiculousness?
Shaving your head doesn't work, lads. It needs to be natural. What?
So was this written by AI for?
It was written by somebody by the name of Sporking Chad.
Mrs. Sporking.
It was written by a woman who's missing out. Is what.
Yeah.
It
Well, I
was
mean,
written by.
if it was written by Mrs. Sporking, it might be a different title.
Think about this, and some of you might know some of the most beautiful women in the world are not the best in the sack. Think about it. Shiny head, better in bed. That can't. I like that. I'm going to use that. That can't be true, can it? Question mark. Bald by chance or bald by choice, these men are said to be better in bed than their hairy-headed friends. But
Wait,
why?
hold on. They just contradict themselves because
she
the next
said
two
up there,
paragraphs
yeah.
is that it doesn't count if you shave your head, and you actually would have. But then in that first one, it's bald
Yeah.
by chance or by choice.
A woman
is
wrote this,
better.
man. Come on. In most cases, this is due to the fact
I mean,
that
I think the choice is not getting something done to your hair to make it grow back.
all it's saying is bald men have higher levels of testosterone.
Yeah, but
Dude, testosterone. You can manage testosterone with supplements. So that's
pussies. Who needs
this
to
whole
do
article
that?
is bunk.
Actually, you can manage
People who have a lot of hair, clearly.
You can manage testosterone by going to the gym.
Yeah,
This is
eating
also
better, going to
true.
the gym.
I mean, I
Really
think
giving
it
you
is
a
pretty
total
clear
insight.
that men with long, luxurious hair clearly have a lot of estrogen. So
Yeah. You want to say that again, little chat? I'll kick your ass. That's testosterone speaking.
Well, I mean, that's
After
true
you're
because I mean, would they
nailed,
ever
get
go to
done.
see a Barbie movie or dress in a pink shirt or pose in a Barbie box?
I think the Gin Blossoms would say, "Hey, jealousy." To
Yeah,
that,
I say, hey, jealousy, you're less of a man.
Sometimes they're just a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, Grant.
You ever get lettuce stuck in your teeth?
Oh shit! Do I have it right now?
No, I don't because I don't have top teeth. You know this.
Oh, that's
No,
right.
I have that problem with popcorn kernels, though. Like those
Most
things like to like go right down under my tooth into the gum, and then they'll like hide there for a week.
And it hurts, right?
Yes.
That's the whole story. We have more testosterone.
That was the entire. Someone got
That's
see
it.
that was
one.
That was a website saying, "Give me a clickbait
That's
article."
definitive proof if I've ever seen it.
Yeah,
So
That's a woman written article though. 14 paragraphs to say one damn point.
Yeah. And let's be
I
honest
say-
here.
Yep.
This is again like the gym, supplements, good diet, etc., etc., etc. All it's really saying is bald men are so self-conscious they probably end up with more testosterone because they're working out so much to try and compensate for their lack of hair.
Because I work out.
They end up looking like roosters too. So
cock a fucking doodle do. You know what I'm saying? All I know is the truth is out there. Men,
You know the difference
bald men,
between-
more
between
testosterone.
a rooster-
Yeah,
What
that
were
was
you
a
gonna say, Greg?
testosterone-laden image, if ever I
As
saw
I was
one.
trying to make a joke there. I was going to say, you know what the difference between a rooster and my ex-wife is?
What?
A rooster goes cockle-doodle-doo. My ex-wife went any cockle-doo.
What up? What up? All right, everybody. Let's go over to Zach's channel and support him. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you guys on the pan. Well, I don't really know Chad and Slender enough to say I love you, but I'm starting to.
Dude, what the hell? We've been on this show several times.
Who are you guys?
Well,
I haven't.
Come sit in the chats with me and a couple of other folks for the Ascendant Art podcast on Fridays. So
No, it's a good show.
very
I'm not biased at all.
Yeah, Culture's been on the show. You haven't.
Yeah.
Scott doesn't even know you have a channel.
Scott doesn't even know he has a channel on Wednesdays.
I don't know. Thank you, Slender Chad and Little Dad. What is Spork song? Is that the one you were talking about?
That was loud.
Yeah,
I don't know.
really
Play
loud.
it, see what happens.
Okay, I'm gonna play it and we'll play it out. Go over to Zach's link.
Oh,
should
wait.
be in-
Lisa, thank you for the $2 super chat.
Oh shit, Lisa and the Cult Jam. Lisa,
Wow.
you're so sweet. Worth the investigating into the bald male libido. You are welcome, young lady. Here we go. Guys, thank you for being here. Seriously. Had a ball. Thank you, chat. You guys rock. The super chats, the gift. Thank you. I
Share
really
the link
appreciate
to
it.
Zach's stream.
Yeah,
And
I'm
if-
trying to grab that now.
And if Culture
Goodbye,
loved me, he would tell
everybody.
his people on live streams to come and subscribe to me. But he
Oh, I could do that.
That'd be nice. Hi.
Sporking News Podcast. Sporking News Podcast. Sporking News Podcast. Scott's the name, it's what the news fame. All on top, but the spirit's aflame. Cut off his testicles, a bold move for sure. Influenza, winter, and then list a lord. The boot's a phantom, a ghost in the night. Scott's still waiting, but it's never in sight. I said from his shows, a curious trait. His vibes must need some word fans to relate. He's a riddle, an enigma, a paradise too. In the podcast world, a unique view. His voice and quirks make him stand out. A plus and hamsters, without a doubt. Can't wait for Winter Scott gets a trial. With your voice in the show, but many a smile.
Oh my god! Oh my god!